The jury found Swartz not guilty of second-degree murder, but could not decide on less serious charges of manslaughter. They gave prosecutors the option to retry Swartz, and today they announced they would.
KGUN 9 on your side's Craig Smith was at the federal courthouse covering the decision. He says it's a very emotional case that pits questions about how the Border Patrol operates against the nature of crime on the border.
Swartz was not in court to hear he will face trial again. This is how he looked as he headed to part of the first trial, where a jury found him not guilty of second-degree murder, but could not decide on less serious charges of voluntary or involuntary manslaughter. No one disputes that Lonnie Swartz pointed his gun through the border fence and shot 16 times. 10 shots hit Jose Antonio Elena Rodriguez. Prosecutors concede Rodriguez was throwing rocks into the U.S. as Border Patrol agents and Nogales police tried to keep a drug smuggler from climbing the fence to escape into Mexico. Swartz's defense attorneys contend rocks are deadly force that justify deadly force from Swartz to defend himself and fellow agents. Jurors found Swartz not guilty of second-degree murder, but their inability to decide on the less serious manslaughter charges allowed prosecutors to retry the case. Demonstrators who say killings by agents are too common and penalties too rare are pleased to have another chance to see Swartz convicted.
His reckless behavior and his reckless actions contributed to the senseless death of Jose Antonio Elena Rodriguez. So I really feel that success can come this time, that justice will prevail.
The Border Patrol Union says prosecutors gave in to public pressure to retry an agent who was just doing his job.
You have to think that that was a big influence on everything. The reality is you have an agent that did the right thing. He was acquitted. And now they're going after him on a couple other charges because, I don't know, maybe just to prove a point.
The previous trial was long and complex with almost 3 weeks of testimony. Attorneys expect the retrial to run that long, too.